Now, back to AB Sports Conversation with Anthony Carlo and Benzino the Hero.
The time is now. On everything.
On everything, which is the MAC championship, the Iona College Gales versus the Manhattan Jaspers.
Manhattan Jaspers, and I think that song right there,
Ambition.
might be a song that they might want to listen to coming into their game.
Yes.
Who is that singing right there?
Ambition, Wale, Rick Ross, Meek Mill.
Rick Ross, yeah,
Rick
big
Ross.
name right there.
Yes.
Big names for both of these teams,
Mhm.
and they previously matched up twice in this season, and they split so far.
1-1. Iona won the first matchup at Iona. David Lowry had 21 points, and the resurgence of Mike Poole was key in that game. 19 points for Mike Poole. For Manhattan, Ramil Brown had 15 and 8, and Emmy Andujar and Alvarado had 11 respectively.
Right.
And Iona did get the win.
Which Manhattan does a lot of respective role playing.
Yes.
They don't have anybody. Well, I guess you could say their George Beeman is their key, is kind of their big ticket, if you will.
That or Ramel Brown, you can argue.
Exactly. But a lot of the times when they play the Gales, at least, I feel like they play more of a team effort rather than somebody scoring,
Individually.
lighting it up for 25. You know, the Gales sometimes have that guy who emerges, but there was a second meeting.
There was. At the Draddy Gymnasium.
I like that name.
2 weeks ago now?
Yeah, a couple weeks ago. Yeah.
Overtime game. High atmosphere. Anthony was there.
Yeah, great game. We talked a lot about it.
Yes,
yeah.
we did. And if you didn't catch that episode, Iona did unfortunately lose to the Manhattan Jaspers in overtime, 80-77.
Yes.
Emmy Andujar killed Iona, 28 points,
Yes, which was uncharacteristic because I think he averaged 8 points a game.
coming off the bench.
Yeah, coming into that game.
But Iona did have a good game. Trey Bowman stepped up as a senior.
Yes.
Isaiah Williams, 7 blocks. And Sean Armand had 9 assists in that game. Even though Sean Armand is the, quote, face of the program, having 9 assists is so unselfish of him.
Exactly, which he has been doing time after time in the second half of the season, especially down the stretch of the regular season. He's been an assist machine. He has been, and the first half of the season, especially the beginning of the season, his three ball wasn't missing. You know, he was an established threat from beyond the arc. He got into a funk, and what really emerged as this team emerged from a 500 team to a MAC regular season champion team
Yes.
was the fact that Armand was emerging as an assister. I don't know if that's a word, but he was emerging as an assist factor, giving passes, to spreading the wealth.
Yes.
Because he realized that he was shooting and he wasn't touching the ball like he was earlier.
And with Armand assisting, he was channeling his inner Scott Machado, you could say.
Exactly. There you go.
What Scott Machado did for Iona, did they win the MAC championship that year?
Yes, they did. The past 2 years.
Past 2
Machado
years.
and Momo Jones. Yep.
So Iona's looking for the 3rd consecutive MAC championship tonight.
Absolutely, and they have to do it coming off of a win against a very tough Canisius team. Billy Barron.
Billy Barron.
Talked about him before, arguably the best player in the MAC. And the Gales had to earn it. They won the game 75-72.
Yes.
Sean Armand scored 17 of his team best 21 points in the first half.
Okay.
So he quieted down in the second half. Armand shot 8 of 11 from the field and 4 of 6 from beyond the arc. And he had 5 assists. There
5
we go.
assists.
Team high.
Team
Team high 5 assists. So somebody is commanding the team as a little technician, giving these passes to his teammates. And now, as you mentioned, Trey Bowman, very big part of this team, supported him with 16 points.
Good job, Trey. Trey knows how to knock down shots. It's in his name, the Trey Ball.
Right. Now, A.J. English is coming into tonight's game never in a MAC championship before.
Really? Wait, didn't he play last
As a starter.
Yeah, he was injured last year. You're right.
Exactly. In the game. So A.J. English is in the game tonight as a part of the team that Tim Cluse is going to be relying on. Let's face it. A.J. English has carried this team for a lot of this year.
Yes.
Sean Armand has, yes. David Lowry has had his bright spots, yes, especially down the stretch. But A.J. English has been another very, very, very forceful factor for this team. Times where he had 30 points, times where Sean couldn't do it and he did.
Yes.
I feel like he was a very good complementary piece to Sean, but at times he took the reins.
Even though AJ English did struggle against Manhattan last game, let's not.
Yes,
AJ did not have his best game of the year against Manhattan at Dratty Gymnasium.
true.
MAC championship is at a neutral court in Springfield, Massachusetts, so hopefully the Jaspers didn't travel to Springfield, Massachusetts.
So in the game against Canisius, David Lowry got a crucial offensive rebound.
Yes.
And was able to get a layup to go and was fouled and missed the free throw. But that just brings up a point that David Lowry is going to be very important tonight.
I hope so for David Lowry. Last time against Manhattan, I don't believe the game flowed with David Lowry.
I agree.
David Lowry, in my opinion, was forcing the issue
Yes.
multiple times.
Yes.
If David Lowry and the Iona Gales support him, let the game come to David.
Yes.
You know what David can do.
Yes.
So give him the ball when needed and let him do his thing.
Yes. I couldn't agree with you more. Yes, yes, yes. He forced it last time against Manhattan. I felt like we saw plays where he was grabbing the ball and he was running
Taking it
over-
coast to coast,
Yeah.
missing, and then wasting all that energy doing that. Now you got to get back on defense.
Exactly. And you can't blame him. He was hyped up. He wanted to do big things, but as you said, he's got to get within the flow of things. And I think a big thing is a big change with Iona coming down the stretch and into the postseason was the fact that they, for a large part of the season, and they've always been a high-octane offense
Yes.
team, score very quickly. But they have also made a lot of their money shooting threes.
Yes.
A couple of uncharacteristic things they've done to make them maybe even more dangerous for the Jaspers to try and beat tonight has been their establishing of the inside scoring a little more. Against Canisius did outscore them 35-32 in the paint, but look, they only got outscored by 3 points in the paint. And in previous games, the past few games before this Canisius game, in this semifinal game, they were dominating in the paint.
Yes.
So that might throw things up on Manhattan. That might toss things up in the air and confuse Manhattan. And Lowry, it starts with him establishing inside.
I think key factor to Iona get the win is Isaiah Williams.
Okay.
Isaiah Williams is a sparky player.
Yeah.
He shoots the ball. He plays defense. He gives 110% every time he's on the court. If Isaiah can keep his composure in games, I know he can, but in big situation games, sometimes the game might get to the player.
Right.
But for Isaiah Williams, knowing him, knowing what's on the line for Iona, he'll keep cool. He'll drain his shots, play defense.
Yes.
And the Gales will get the W tonight.
He slows things down in the respect that I agree with you. He's a calm player, and he can capitalize on things without letting things get his emotions out of proportion. Now he does get emotional, but he channels things well. And I want to say that now Tim Cluse attributed a huge part of the Gales going from 8-8 in the middle of the season to where they are now, sitting in an opportunity to win to three-peat and having the best regular season record and all the postseason success. Tim Cluse attributed that, a big part of it, to Isaiah Williams coming back after he had missed, I believe it was like four or five games.
Yep.
In the middle of the season due to personal issues, and I think that's going to make him feel good.
Confidence like that, your team's supporting you.
Right.
You're in the situation where you are. You got to shine now.
What do the mighty Jaspers do? They suffocate defensively. They do a great job forcing bad passes, disrupting the passing lanes, and a big part of it is the fact that they're not a great offensive team. The Gales are fourth in the country.
Fourth in the country.
Can you believe that?
Averaging 84 points. The Iona Gales, the quote-unquote mid-major, not St. John's, we're not Seton Hall, we're Iona Gales, fourth in the country scoring.
Exactly.
And they're fourth in field goal percentage as well, 48%.
Yeah.
15th in the country in field goal percentage, with 48. Let me read the stats.
Yeah, go ahead. Quote the stats.
Okay.
No reason to.
They're fourth in assist in the country, the whole entire country, Division I basketball. They're 17.6.
Yes.
And they're 15th in the country with field goal percentage, 48. That's close to 50%.
Right.
And what I like about Iona, their high-octane offense, as Anthony said.
Right.
Anybody on Iona can get hot at any point. You can have two players go for 18.
Right.
Anybody on that team can score at will.
Right. Now, the only problem that you don't want to have happen is for their offense to go cold.
Oh, that's bad.
Because that has led to the demise of them in the past two NCAA tournaments when at one time they had a 30-point advantage.
Against BYU.
And it was one of the biggest collapses in college basketball history.
I went to sleep at halftime.
Yeah.
The Gales were up 25.
Yeah.
I go to sleep. Oh, yeah, Iona's going to win.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. I wake up. The Gales pulled the lead. The Gales pulled the lead.
Yeah. And it all came from the ability of their three ball to go cold.
Mm-hmm.
Or I should say the inability for them to shoot the three.
And last year was against Ohio State. The three ball did not go.
So the danger with Manhattan's tough defense, who doesn't have a great offense, but really, really gets you nervous with your passes.
Yes.
If you're a fan watching the Jaspers put the pressure on,
They play the passing lanes.
Yes, on the opposition, you get nervous because you feel like the ball could be turned over at any time. But that's why I stress, is this a different Iona team that has finally learned how to adapt a little differently and pull at other strengths in their game to try and compensate for if that three ball does go cold, they can try and do something inside, they can try and pull on other points of their game?
They try with David Lowry. That's their main inside pressure,
Right.
David Lowry. If David Lowry's not doing his thing inside, Trey
Right.
Bowman will play inside.
Right, and Isaiah Williams is a great rebounder
Yes.
as well. But that is the key. The Manhattan for the Jaspers, they need to obviously keep up their defense because the way they win games is suffocating with the defense and letting their team player the team on offense play their respective roles.
Mm-hmm.
And the way the Gales are going to win this is if their shooting gets shut down
And
their-
playing defense.
and their high transition offense goes cold. Try and play up to. Don't let it affect their defense, like you just said, and also try and do the things they've been doing well down the stretch, which they never normally did well, like
Yes.
stealing, scoring inside. And try and do that tonight.
All the hustle plays matter. All the stats that don't get attributed. How many
Yeah.
charges do you take? How many times you dive on the floor? This is the type of game where those stats matter the most.
Absolutely.
And on that note, the game is started. The game
Yeah.
has started. The Knick game starts at 7:30. Anthony, I have to get my shout-outs in because I got a lot of basketball to watch tonight.
Do it.
Carlos, FG, Yuli, Franklin, Nick, Freddie, Gunner, Rob Jiggity, Will, Alex, Kraft, The Game Plan, Max, Chris Jolasa, Sadan, Say, A-Runs, Crystal Lifeguard, Robert Meany, Dakari, Allen, Big Mike. And we got to watch the Knicks, Iona. Thank you for watching AB Conversation. See you. No, spring break.
Oh,
Everybody
man.
enjoy your spring break. Do what you have to do. But that next Monday, the following Monday, that's 2 Mondays from now.
Yes.
6:15 AB Conversation. I'm out of here. Anthony Carl Benzino, the hero.
There we go.